the member. Okay, so this first book has the state member for Mount Omni electorate, just Pugh. Let's welcome to the big member.
Just do this one. Okay, fantastic. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna!
Hare Krishna!
What a beautiful morning it has been, walking the procession up the streets of Dara to open our new temple. It was especially lovely for me to see all of the residents along Scott's Road coming out of their homes and actually being part of it and taking videos because they hadn't seen such a gorgeous spectacle on the streets of Dara before. And if there's two things I know about your beautiful congregation, when people ask me to describe it, I say in 2 words, I say it's beautiful exhaustion, because you're always exhausted by the end. In 3, you are the kitchen church, which I know Jay is very, very fond of saying. And the next event that I have today is actually with the Benawara Flood Recovery Group. And when I go and speak to them, they always talk to me about the work that your community did during the floods in 2022, providing almost 500 homes in Oxley and Corinth that were flooded with fresh, nutritious food every day. Yes. Now, let me tell you, there are no other communities in Brisbane where they were entirely fed by the community. There was a lot of other factors that had to go into play in most of those communities. But in our community, and Sarah represents a small part of Oxley, and we both love this community, and of course Milton Dick also represents a big part of Oxley as well. We feel really, truly blessed to have a community that in your temple that doesn't just speak about your faith, you really act it out every single day. And when our community needed you, you were more than there. You weren't just there with food, you were there with nourishment of the soul as well. And when I would walk up and down Lawson Street, when I would walk up and down Colson Street, and I could see people, neighbours sitting side by side, stopping the cleaning to share a meal. That was so important for them, and those images will stay with me, not just as long as I'm in this job, but for as long as I live, because they were incredibly powerful. And you guys did that as a collective, and I know that if it happens again, and we do live in a flood-prone part of Brisbane, that you will be there again, and that makes me feel so grateful, but also it gives me a sense of peace to know that. It gives me a sense of peace and joy to know that you will be there for our community as you have been in the past. I know you're going to throw your doors open for several days of celebration, and I think a lot of the people who lived along Scott's Road will be curious to come in and see what your temple is all about. And I know that you will welcome them with open arms, which is why we have such a beautiful crowd before us today. So excited to be here. I'm excited to tuck into some food later, and I will hand over to Sarah, our local councillor. Yes? Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Jess. Now today is truly a historic moment. It is 5 decades in the making, and that I'm so excited to see this ISKCON temple opened here in Dara. Round of applause. There has been so much hard work that has gone into not only creating this community, but to actually getting this incredible space decked out and ready to welcome the community. I do remember catching up with the executive, I'm going to say 3 years ago, to talk about where could our ISKCON community go? Where could we start a temple? And we were really trying to find locations that would suit the vast community that we have here before us. And it was just very fortuitous. And I do feel like it was very spiritual that the wonderful Uniting Church was up for sale, and we were able to connect those worlds. And today we are celebrating the opening of this important temple in our community, and that is incredible. Give him a round of applause. And as Jess mentioned, this is more than just the spiritual home for you. This is actually about connection and also about community. And they are two things that this group of people are incredible at. And I really want to say a thank you for what you have done for our community previously, but what I know that you'll continue to do in serving generations to come with your new home here in Darra. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to join the procession this morning. I was actually at Holly at Mount Cravat, so hopefully I'm not covered in pink or colours. I did try and clean up as much as I could. But it's a testament to the incredible Brisbane community that we have. It is multicultural, it is diverse, and that is why events like today and events like Holly are so important, because Australia is so much stronger from the multicultural communities and the faith communities that we have amongst us. So I really want to say a huge thank you to the incredible community who has made this dream come to life 5 decades after it began. But may we continue to celebrate today and for the generations to come. Congratulations. Hare Krishna.